Guys, please meet me in the strategy talk room so that we can respect the traders who are still actively trading ZSAN, however you want to say it. Guys, what an incredible week. Question for you guys. Is the market ruled by Gaussian function? Is the market ruled by Gaussian function? What does that mean? Carl Friedrich Gauss, famous German mathematician of the 19th century, also physicist, most famous for the bell curve. Is the market ruled by Gaussian function or not? Very interesting argument, both sides. Very interesting. I can't answer that. Hey Biggs, HD, what's up? Guys, I don't know how to even begin this. You guys have all been here this week. You guys have all seen the live trades. I've been posting the trade analysis live for you guys before the move, and we're going to go over a few of those so that Twitter can see kind of what we do inside of Mad As Money. Anathem, the bell curve is nonsense. Think of black swans. So that's Anathem's opinion. So Anathem believes that the bell curve is nonsense. Maybe he errs on the side of power laws. Many forms of analysis. The short pair, what's up? The short pair is having a killer week too, guys. Short pair is having a killer week. Looks like everyone's having a killer week here in Mad As Money. Let me know if you are having any issues this week, if you're having any issues on ZSAN today. And please, guys, ask me your questions so that I can answer them. We will try to keep this show short today. I don't know how successful we're going to be in that, but I want to talk about the trades from this week. And for anyone on Twitter who's listening to this that wants to see the trades that were alerted before they happened, please go to my Twitter and I will post them with this video. Or I don't know if I can attach the screenshots with the video. Maybe we can incorporate them into the video. Maybe we'll try and do that. But they will also be on my Twitter, and they actually already are, but I'll put them nice and neat for you guys so that you can review them. Hundreds of members inside the room saw these calls live this week. And why am I talking about this? Well, first of all, there's a huge difference between being a hindsight guru and calling the analysis before the move. And there's a lot of fakers and phonies and people who will post a print of a stock that they traded near the high. They won't post a full chart showing you that they've actually been sizing in every 10 cents incrementally. Okay? I have a big problem with that because it's very misleading. It so happens that a lot of these people have a chat room. Okay, that's not a top tick. That's nowhere near the top. Okay, when you started in 40 cents ago, you didn't top tick it. Okay, now what's the difference? The difference is in this room, I'm sharing my mathematical equation with you guys, my mathematical analysis, and it's before the move. What do I mean by that? Let's talk about it. Going back to my question, Gaussian function. Is the market ruled by Gaussian function? I'll leave it up to you guys. Let's start with today, KNDI. Okay. You guys all saw the KNDI analysis. I posted on Twitter, 6:25 a.m. KNDI, 906 and 970. Go look at the high of KNDI today. Today is February 21st, 2019. 906 area resistance came into play very nicely before the move. Yesterday, MGNX, yesterday, February 20th, called a 2245 level of resistance, heavy level of resistance. Go look at the top on MGNX yesterday. Called that live. I will post screenshots. Yesterday, BLNK, I called a 390 short. Go look at the BLNK chart from yesterday. Called that live. I will post screenshots for all these trades. I called it before it happened. Not when it's happening, not after it happened, before it happened. Yesterday, Riot, called a 392 short. Look at the fade off of that 392 level. Go look at the chart. Here's some fun ones. February 19th, Solo, called a 503 short. Look at the high on February 19th. It's 514. Then where did it go? All the way back down to 4. Here's another one on February 19th. SKYS. I called a short at 142, and I wanted to cover and have a target. I had a target of 116. Go look at the SKYS chart. The low was 115. Are the markets ruled by Gaussian function? That's for you guys to decide. February 19th, ORPN. This is probably the best trade of this week for me. I said 205 area signals major collapse. Said it on Twitter, said it in the chat room. I said it multiple times to you guys. Go look at ORPN February 19th, where the stock topped out at. Okay, I have like 6 other trades. We're just not going to get into them. You guys saw ZSON today. Pre-market, I was saying 309. I said it all over Twitter. I said it everywhere. An hour before it happened. Then price ripped to 309 and above. It's still going. Beautiful. Maya says he saw me post ZSON. But here's the thing. Did you see me post it, or did you see me post it before it happened? Because there's a massive difference in that. Right? Lucky Trade says machine. Maya says before, of course. Omaha says, did you short 309? Yes. Yes, I did. And when it didn't work, I got out. Okay, this analysis is like any other analysis. Nothing is 100%. Nothing is 100%, guys. If you ever see someone claiming 100% win rate, I strongly urge you to ask for proof. I mean, if you even want to waste your time and brain cells asking for proof. No, this is not 100%. Nothing is. This is very accurate. And there's 2 sides to all of my analysis. When I call a 309 area on ZSON, that is a missing mathematical sequence. Okay, this is a system that I've been creating for years, that I have had a very large amount of frustration and trouble with because of how advanced it is and what I'm trying to articulate in my analysis. And it's very interesting. Ian is asking if I'm using the Gaussian function. No, I'm using Fibonacci and Fourier transform. So my analysis is comprised of the Fibonacci sequence, and I also find a lot of value in the Fourier transform with sinusoids. That's something that I've been working on for a very long time. Gaussian function is just histogram, if you will. It's just, yeah, we'll talk about that. Zson going absolutely nuts. Look at the shorts getting destroyed on Zson. Ian is asking 48 transform? No, the Fourier transform. Thanks for asking, Ian. Fourier. So what mathematical system am I applying for my analysis? I'm using the Fibonacci sequence, and I'm using the Fourier transform. I also have a volume analysis that is incorporated into my play. I have a gap analysis. Those are all very, rudimentary, things. So what exactly am I doing? So I have a series of mathematical equations that I'm calculating in regards to price, the history of a stock's price action, and at times there will be gaps. There will be missing gaps in that equation. And price loves to complete its missing price sequence. So my system is called a price sequencing system. So I'm doing the analysis, and the market will complete its price. Okay? I would be lying if I told you why the market loves to go back and complete its rhythm, but it does. It always, always, always does. If it can, at some point in the future, it will go back and complete its price sequence. I know I'm speaking a different language to you guys, but you guys don't need to understand what's going on in my brain. All you need to understand is that there are other methods of analysis besides the frickin' VWAP. Okay, there's more than just tape reading. Okay, I'm sorry to break it to you guys. This is very rudimentary stuff. Okay, now I'm gonna get a ton of shit for saying that. Is tape reading a valuable component in a trade? Of course it is. But it's not the end-all, be-all to your analysis. You shouldn't be buying and selling every stock based on tape. And if you are, and it's working for you, great. That's awesome. But there's more. There is more. Listen to me. There is so much more. There's this proverbial rabbit hole that people don't... Okay, there's this saying that I like to say a lot. There's what we know. There's what we don't know. And then there's what we don't know that we don't know. Okay, now think about that for a second. There's what we know, there's what we don't know, and then there's things that we aren't even aware of that we aren't aware of, right? And that is the advanced mathematical analysis inside the market. Jaybird says, makes so much sense, 5 years in and so many rabbit holes I've never known about. Maya says he doesn't even use VWAP. Yeah, and Maya's a hell of a trader, guys. He doesn't even use VWAP. And VWAP, whatever, volume weighted average price. Omaha says that saying is so true. So here, listen, this is how my journey began, right? I've always been a number guy. I've always been big into numbers. I've always been big into patterns. And it's something that I enjoy. I thoroughly enjoy it. So asking me to complete the sequences is not something that I loathe doing. I thoroughly enjoy it. So this has always been on the side, on the opposite side of my trading, right? The first few years of my trading, I was using things like the moving averages and RSI and MACD, and mind you, these are all mathematical equations as well. They're actually coded indicators. It's a systematic, anyway. But that is just the bare bones basic stuff. And guess what? All of that is very outdated. And yes, some of it still works. Yes, some of it still has value, but there's so much more. Guys, there's so much more that you won't find on Twitter. You won't find people talking about this. Now, for all of you guys who call bullshit and think that, you know, I'm some huge conspiracy theorist, go look at my alerts. I will post screenshots of all my trades. Think outside the fucking box. Think outside the box. Literally, do me a favor. If you do not find value in what I'm saying, that's fine. I'm not a professional trader. I'm not a millionaire. Okay? But think outside the box. And this is what I want to leave you with, is that if 90 to 95% of traders lose, and you're hanging out on FinTwit, you're hanging out on YouTube, you're hanging out buying the same DVDs that everyone else is buying. We don't have DVDs here. I speak to you guys for free. Okay, I answer all your questions here for free. I post on YouTube for free because I want to help people. I give live alerts to Twitter. You think Twitter is monetized? I'm just showing people that there's something else out there. I'm not saying that my way is the best way. I'm not saying that my way is the right way, but it's a very interesting way. That's how I will define my analysis, interesting. Why do I say it's interesting? Because it boggles my mind. It would be very foolish of me to say that the price sequencing system that I have created and am creating is the best way to trade the market. It's very foolish. I have no metrics for that. I'm a metrics guy, okay? I need the data. I need the analysis. So far, and probably never will I ever be able to prove that mathematical sequencing is the end-all be-all to trading the stock market. But look at the live calls. Maya says, live talk every day in current market is far better than DVDs. I agree. We don't have DVDs here. I don't have a DVD. We have the Micah Yo Show. It's a podcast. It's free for everyone to come and ask me your questions and say, what is your approach on this? What is your approach on that? And of course, I'm going to tell you every time, this is just my opinion, right? And I'm not a professional. I'm not qualified to give anyone financial advice or investment advice. This is just educational. But guess what? When I see that the Micah Yo Show has 2,500 views in the first week, and I just made this YouTube a little over a week ago, what does that tell you? Look at all the people that we're helping. I'm not charging a dime for that. I have, I don't know, 500 subscribers on YouTube. You think that's monetized? It's not. Short Bear says, think outside the box. Ian says, who said you were a conspiracy theorist? I'm just saying, not you guys. I think I've made you guys a believer. I'm talking about the people on Twitter. You know, unfortunately, there's a lot of people on Twitter that have been duped, that they're still falling trap to the Furu charts and the marketing, the rented cars that, you know, they don't own, the women that they're paying by the hour to, you know, wear their T-shirts on the beach. you know, the Airbnb homes that, you know, they rent out and shoot a video in and claim that they own. We don't have any of that bullshit here. You know what I give you? Time and price stamped alerts before the move. And you can come to your own conclusions if you see value in that or not. But I'm not going to sit here in a rented Airbnb and say that this is my condo. I'm not going to sit here in a fucking Lamborghini and say that this is my Lamborghini. Okay? I don't own a Rolex. I don't own a Lamborghini. I don't even own my condo. I rent. And you know why I have no problem admitting that to you guys? Because I'm confident in who I am. Because I don't need to lie to you to get ahead in life. I don't need to lie and dupe people to get ahead in life. I'm confident all on my own because I have a systematic approach that's proven. It's proven in the data, the metrics. I don't need to lie to people. I don't need to tell them I'm up 40 grand today. I'm not. I don't need to tell them I'm a millionaire because I'm not. And I'm fine with that. But a lot of these gurus, what do they lack? They lack any real sound trading approach. You can make the argument that a lot of their income is actually not from their own trading skill, but from their marketing skill. Their ability to sell a dream. Let me tell you something. It's a hell of a lot easier to sell a dream when you have a girl with big fake double D's in a bikini sitting in a rented Ferrari. Okay? It's a hell of a lot easier. It's a hell of a lot easier. And it's a hell of a lot harder getting people to get interested in math and science. But you know what? I'm not going to lie to you. Rick Hay is asking, can she even fit behind the wheel? See, I don't own a Ferrari, but a lot of my friends do. And I've driven 2 Ferraris, okay? And I think I've driven a lot of exotics. I have some friends who are in the automotive industry. I think once you get past that initial rush, you start to say, hey man, this is really uncomfortable. Now, of course, are Ferraris awesome? Of course they are. Do I want one? Of course I do. But you'll never see me on Twitter posting in a Ferrari that I don't own. The short bear says, bro, I don't fit in a Ferrari. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, the short bear, he's been eating his freaking broccoli, dude. This guy's like, what, 6'5"? How tall are you, short bear? You're not 7 feet. Get the hell out of here. Mike says, with his heels on, he's 7 feet. Remster is asking, do you own your clothes or do you rent them too? There are sites for that. I love that, Remster. You know what? Here's the thing, okay? When you see a chat room open for business, how do you drive customers to your room? There's a choice that every chat room has to make. There's a choice. You have to sit down as a team. Actually, that I'd be very foolish to say that people have to consciously ask themselves if they're going to do this or not, because some people are such shitbags that they just do this by default. But if you're going to have a chat room, you have 2 options. Are you going to scam and dupe the world like many or most do? You're going to post those rented Lamborghinis by the day? Huh? You're going to hire those models to come to your events, wear your freaking t-shirt, pay them a little extra to put their arm around you, make you look like you're the fucking man? Or are you going to do things like we do at Mad As Money, where we sit and speak with you guys all day, answer your questions for free? You know what I post on Twitter? It's not cars and watches. It's price alerts. It's price ideas. And you know what? Nobody can argue with the price ideas that I'm posting. It's really hard to bash someone who's telling you what the top of a stock is going to be hours before it happens. It's really hard. And of course, full disclosure, I'm not always able to do that. I'm not able to analyze every stock. I haven't figured that out yet. I don't have all the answers, and it does not always work. But this week, I had 2 losers out of 11 trades, all called live. 2 losers. Riot was one, and then I went back the next day and we nailed Riot. And today, Zson was another one. I had 309. So part of the equation worked where price will complete its 309 sequence, right? I called that in pre-market. 309. You guys see it on Twitter. Go look on Twitter. It's February 21st. I called it on Twitter. Zson 309. What does that mean? That is a missing price sequence. So price will complete that sequence. Now, what happens after the price completes its sequence? Most of the time it fades. But in Zson's case, it's going higher to a different price sequence. Okay, do I have that next price sequence? No, I don't. I'm still actively studying and trying to figure this out. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. But most of it I have figured out. I have to retract that statement. Some of it I figured out. You know, for everything that I know about the market, I still believe that the amount of knowledge that I possess could fit inside of a shot glass. In a vast ocean full of analysis and knowledge. I feel like I have a grain of sand in a mountain. That's the amount of knowledge that I possess. Now, why do I think that way? Well, if I look at my journey throughout the years and every time that I had a quote-unquote aha moment, and I foolishly said, okay, I have this figured out. That was actually the start of my demise at that moment. Even my analysis now, it doesn't matter what the metrics say, how accurate it is. I'm always prepared for it not to work. Always. Okay, Zson, ETB today, 309 came around, shortened it. Guess what? I saw it fade off that level briefly, reclaim, start ripping, got out, took my loss. Okay, so half my equation was right, the other half I got wrong. No problem. Do you know why I'm so comfortable giving you guys live alerts? It's because this is a proven systematic approach. This is proven. I'm not worried about the stop out. I'm going to nail the next one after that, hopefully the one after that, before I run into another loss. When I hit that other loss, because yes, I will lose again. Always. There's always another loss coming. I will stop out. I will not let it destroy my march. Okay, it's just a speed bump. And this is the approach that I want you guys to have. But how do you get this approach? Or how can someone comprehend this mindset? Everyone can comprehend this mindset. Everyone can follow this approach. This is what I preach. I want everyone to start tracking their trades and create statistical analysis for your approach, for your data. Now, Once you do this, you have an objective view of your ability to do business in the stock market. Objective, not biased, objective. What does that mean? It means that you cannot argue with the data that is showing that your approach is not profitable. On the flip side, you cannot argue that your approach is profitable. Then you can further your analysis, plug it into different, I'm not going to name drop. You can plug it into different software companies that offer a that offer to chop your data for you. You know, trading journals. They could tell you, they could project over the next 500 trades with all of these parameters, is this profitable, yes or no? How profitable is it? And then, can I make it better? There's so many things that you guys got to do, but it's all a systematic approach. What is the first step in this systematic approach? It's tracking data. Okay, sorry, let's backtrack. The first step in the systematic approach is identifying the setups and naming them. Just name them. Give them a name. I have names for all of my trades. I have an MS short. That's a missing sequence short. I have a PS short. It's a price sequence short. Identify your trades. And when you're identifying your trades, make sure that the parameters of your trade are identical to each other. What do I mean by that? Well, in my experience, I have had very poor performance bringing a $3 stocks approach to a $40 stocks approach. It's a different market dynamic. Okay, I'm not going to get into, actually I'll get into why. Okay, since we're going all out here, I'll get into why. Small cap companies by nature are the guru of the stock market. Okay, it is the CEO, it is the board's job to drive price of their stock. And as we all know, they do not do this organically or with a healthy product. Now, of course, there are anomalies, there are outliers, and we're not speaking about those, but the vast majority of these stocks are scams, they're pump and dumps, okay? These companies, many of them solely exist. They are just one big liquidity event. They are looking to drive the price of the stock, cash in on it, and many of these companies will never be higher than $3 or they are delisted or whatever. Some of them get very lucky. They go to 50 before they go to 1. And keep in mind that the board is cashing in on that, okay? So when you see these pump and dump stocks, when you see that the company has literally no value, that the price per share is skyrocketing from reasons unknown, if you will, what does that tell you? It's inorganic. It's not, you know, to say that these are real companies is a fallacy. Now, of course, can all small caps be considered this pump and dump scheme? No. That would also be false to say. But the majority are. And that's the point here, is that you must have a different approach with companies that are looking to pump and dump than you would with a solid stock, such as Apple, Tesla, Netflix, right? You can't have the same approach. These are real companies. Not to mention, there's no Carl Icahns buying Zson at 270. Okay? There's no one loading the boat. Well, 99% of the time. See, I'm a data guy, and you know, being a data guy, it's very hard for us to ever say 100% or 0% unless it's been proven. And who's to say, you know, some freak occurrence can come by and someone will buy Zson and it'll go to $150. Be a buyout. Of course, 99.99999% chance that that's not going to happen, but statistically speaking, who knows? Let me get to your questions. I've been yapping for 40 minutes. Can you guys tell I'm a coffee nut? Short Bear says he's 2 meters tall. That's freaky. No supercars for you, buddy. Let's see. Rick K says, no room for your BMX bike either. Ramster says, LOL, Zachem, haha. Ian, so when you alert resistances, recently I've seen the price, but haven't been able to understand the significance of the price being alerted. For example, entry point for long or for short, if it reaches that level, it means what? So whenever I alert a price, when you guys see me alert price in the future, that means that there's a missing price sequence at that level. That in the calculation, price being the calculation, it has skipped a number or a series of numbers in that calculation. The market likes to make itself whole. Okay? If you don't believe me, go look at the statistics regarding gaps. Go and see how often the market likes to fill in gaps. Now, why does it like to fill its gap? It's a missing price sequence. It's a missing price in the history of a stock. If there's a gap, it loves to go back and fill its gap. It doesn't matter if it's a day later. It doesn't matter if it's 20 years later. Okay, so what I'm doing is no different than trying to fill the gap. But I'm not using just a chart. I'm actually using mathematical equations to pinpoint where that gap should be filled in history's price, in the universe of price. There's actually an equation. Well, there's a series of equations, but I've narrowed it down to 3 equations. And that's what I use for my analysis. So when I call out a number, and mind you guys, I'm not speaking to you from a place that is above you. I'm not above you. I'm not better than any of you. This is just my approach. Okay, this is just my approach. It's not the best approach. It's not the right approach. It's just mine. This is what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm not saying that this is what you should be doing. I'm not saying that this is what everyone should be doing, or you're doing it the wrong way. That's not true. I just want to make that known. And also, I do not have this all figured out. It's very difficult for me to complete and work on this analysis because I have no instructional manual. There's no books on what I'm trying to do. There's no courses, DVDs, YouTube videos, chat rooms. There's no one I could speak to. It's just me. It's something that I'm trying to create within the math. So I do not have it all figured out. And one day at a time, I get a little bit closer. But as you guys can see, I called 11 of these trades this week and 9 won. Many of them completely rolled over, giving the reward 3 and 4 times, sometimes 5 times the risk. It's very interesting. That's what I keep saying about it. It's very interesting. It's not amazing. It's not phenomenal. It's not groundbreaking. It's interesting. I like to stay very humble because I always know that one wrong move and I'm out. A stop out is just around the corner. You know, the thing about the market is that you can go and make a lot of money being wrong, and you can lose a lot of money being right. You can make a lot of money with a very poor systematic approach or no systematic approach. You could stop out to take a big loss on a proven system. Okay, so when I hold my opinions, I hold them lightly. I do have a target in mind, but I'm always looking for the next angle. So, Ian, what does it mean when I call out a number? That's a missing area of price. I'm looking for that area to be completed. And from a long standpoint, 11 out of 11 have won on these alerts because all of these have completed its missing price sequence. Most of them have faded off that level, but all of them have gotten to that level and sometimes beyond. So I'm still trying to calculate how I can capitalize on that. I would be lying if I said that I knew how to capitalize on that right now, because I don't. At this time, right now, February 21st, 2019, I don't. But I'm working on it all day, all night. So come and check out what I'm doing sometime. Come and ask me. You know, and people in this room, they all see it live. Guys, you can always ask me. What are you thinking about this? Why are you thinking that? If you guys know, the reason I'm making YouTube videos now is because I want to give back. I want to help people understand that there's more than just the VWAP and you know, the MACD. But that's all these Furu chat rooms talk about. That's all they talk about. VWAP, RSI, MACD. Why is that? Because they don't care to teach you guys how to trade. They don't care if you know how to trade or not. They just care if you buy the DVD. Well, guess what? There's no DVDs here. Zakim says, do you buy anything long anticipating these price sequence completions, or are you always just looking to short at that level? Yeah, actually on Zsan today, I did go long. Do you guys remember that? I did go long today. It was awesome. Lucky Trade, are you generally looking for larger moves, 10 to 20 cent scalps? So, due to the nature of the small cap market, you know, these are lower price stocks, so I can't have a $3 move on a $3 stock. So, when I'm trading small caps, the moves are smaller just by default, by nature. But when I'm trading large caps, they're much larger. The short pair says, I'm giving up secrets. Love it. The hack is back is saying, so the levels you post are missing. Keep going. The short bear says, it's all about the long term. Who the hell cares about one trade? I sure don't. Ian says, thanks. Yeah, guys, so one trade is, you know, even these price alerts, they don't matter. This shit doesn't matter. Okay, it's not about this. It's about the system, the systematic approach. When I show you guys these price alerts and when I post them on Twitter, that doesn't matter. It's just about the belief building that there's more out there to keep going, to further your analysis. There's more out there. And guess what? There's more out there than what I'm doing. What I'm doing is a total joke compared to what some other people are doing. I'm absolutely not the best trader. Even in this room, I don't consider myself to be. I'm absolutely not the best trader on Twitter. I'm absolutely never going to be the best trader. I don't believe in this mindset. I don't believe that I'm the best. I'm the best. That's bullshit. You're not the best of anything. Stick to the data. The data will tell you how valuable you are. You don't tell yourself how valuable you are. The data tells you. I'm very passionate about that. I don't like the whole I'm the best mentality. Any one of these days, I could just have some kind of slip into some psychosis or whatever, and all of a sudden I forget my analysis. I get hit on the head, and all my opinions go out the window, and everything is gone, right? How can I say I'm the best? Being the best is more of a state of mind until it's actually proven. And you can say that you're the best at things like whatever, basketball, but even that is very debatable. But in the market, you can't quantify that. How can you quantify that you're the best? Why? I made $1 million? That makes you the best? So, riddle me this. Riddle me this while I have you guys. If I make $1 million the wrong way on a lucky bet, am I better than the guy that made $50,000 the right way with a proven approach? I don't think so. I don't think so, guys. The short bear says, I'm going to say it here, it's about strategy building, and I hope you understand that Micah is teaching you that for weeks, dropping knowledge we had to gather through years of hard work. Thank you, short bear. Yeah, guys, it would be a total joke for me to say that I didn't fall and trip and stumble during my analysis. And guess what? Even more than failing, I had everyone laugh at me. People were laughing at me. Guys, do you understand? My best friends were saying, Micah, dude, I love you, but you're off your rocker, dude. You lost your marbles. Some of them still tell me, dude, you lost your marbles, dude. Like, what are you talking about? That's fine. That's fine. It's all love. It's all love. Because some of the same people that laughed at me years ago when I was talking about these mathematical sequences and the price sequencing, look at my solo call. You guys see my solo call last week? How freaky is that? I called the top within a cent or two before the move, and it faded. It just totally faded. Do you think that people laughing bothers me? It doesn't. It doesn't. It used to when I first started, but it doesn't. I don't care what anyone says. I don't even care what I say. That's the thing, guys. I don't even care what I have to say. It doesn't matter. All that matters is the data. So when I see people trolling, they think it bothers me. Dude, I don't even care what my opinion is. You think I care about theirs? All that matters to me is the math and the data. Everything else is just entertainment. It's just a movie. The only true thing in life is what's proven, the data. So, we've been yapping for 50 minutes. I think I'm going to let you guys take a breather. We're going to wrap this up. You guys asked for the Micah Yo Show. You get it raw right here. Cruz says, I know the feeling. You tell them you're studying markets and trading, and they look at you like, there goes any potential yet. Oh my God, Cruz, that was hilarious. Yeah, so there's different levels, right? Like when you tell, your girlfriend or your mom or your friends, I want to be a day trader, everyone's going to deal with that look like, oh, shit. Here we go. Everything was all fine and dandy, and now he wants to pull this bullshit. God, man. Yeah, Miko, another degenerate gambler. We all saw what happened to Bitcoin. They have no knowledge of... all they know is what they see on the surface, right? Like, oh, God, my son wants to be a day trader. My daughter wants to be a day trader. God, why can't you just be normal like other people and just, whatever? And actually, I'm still getting a lot of the same treatment in my price sequencing. Now the day traders are telling me, oh, God, there goes Micah trying to call the top, studying for 6, 8, 10 hours a day. lost in his analysis. He's not even making sense. He's tweeting random numbers. God, why can't you just be a VWAP trader? Why can't you just read the tape? So I'll leave you with this. The people that are telling you, why can't you just go to school and get a safe job and not be a trader or open that business or whatever you're trying to do, fuck them. And the people that are trying to tell me to stick to the VWAP and not try and expand my knowledge into a higher level of consciousness or awareness or reach these new epiphanies, reach these epiphanies on a higher level, fuck them. Plain and simple. Okay? I'm proud of all you guys for chasing your dreams. I never said that this was going to be a PG show or a rated G show for kiddies. It's not. The market will chew you up and spit you out. And like I always say, my approach is not the best approach. It's just my approach. And I'm so honored that all of you sit in and listen and ask your questions and participate in the Micah Yo Show. And it's pretty staggering numbers on the first couple shows. We just started this Micah Yo Show going public, and it's gotten like 3,000 or 3,500 views so far in just a little over a week. It's pretty amazing, and we're going to keep it free forever. We're going to keep it going. Please tune in. We're going to post one on Twitter every week, maybe two if the market is really hot, but it's not right now. So we're going to keep it rolling and try and help as many people as we can to just try and convince them to step outside the box. That's all I really try and do. It doesn't matter if people find value in what I'm saying or not. Obviously, it's great if they do, but I think that if people can just understand that there's more out there than the DVDs and the very basic analysis, then I'm a happy camper, because at least I've somehow in some way shown them, hey, my journey does not end here, you know, and now they can go on and maybe do something totally different. Maybe I've never even heard of what they're trying to do, but maybe I can reach some people through my own journey and motivate and inspire them to find their own approach that everyone is telling them that they can't do. Because they can, and all of you can. Jit says, when I had my IT company, everyone was like, that's cool. Now I say I trade stocks, everyone just wants to give me their money to trade. I am not even that good yet. People are hilarious. You know, I guess the last thing that I'm going to say to you guys is that despite all the naysayers that you're going to encounter in life, people will always gravitate towards someone who is trying to follow their dreams. And if people do not have their own dream, then you see a lot of gravitational pull towards someone else who is following their dream, who does have a vision, and they're following it, and they're pursuing it, and they're smiling while they're doing it. There's a lot of positive energy there. And I encourage all of you guys to follow your own dreams. And it doesn't matter if they don't win. It doesn't matter if they don't pan out. All that matters is that you swing the bat, is that you have an idea in your head, and it doesn't matter if you strike out. You swing the bat, no regrets. I'm going to jump. I'm going to chase my dreams. And when we all have to go at the end of our lives, we'll have a little smirk on our face or in our heart because we have tried. And we never said, man, I wish I did this. I wish I did that. I wish I tried to day trade. I wish I tried to open this business. I wish I asked that girl out. Anything. And the list is endless, right? So that's what I'm going to leave you guys with. Cruz says, keeping it 100. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's show. It's a little bit different. This is totally unscripted. We just take questions and I go over my approach to markets And I'm actually surprised that so many find value in it, because it can get a little crazy in here. But thank you all for being here. Thank you all for listening. Today is Thursday. Like I said on the last show, Thursday is the last day that I really do any worthwhile business. Of course, Zsan is going apeshit, and we might have a trade on it tomorrow, but that's really all I see, unless there's some freak sympathy that spawns out of this as well, or a sector starts to heat up. You know, every day it can change. Short Bear says, loved it as always. Best show out there. Keep on helping and being awesome. Thank you so much for your comment, Short Bear. Maya says, was just listening and watching Zsan. We'll get some more questions for you on the next show. Thank you so much, Maya. Guys, thank you so much for your time. We're going to head out now. And I'm thankful for all you guys that tuned in. And please check it out on YouTube later and share it if you find value in it and you think that it's going to help someone else. Okay, guys? Thank you so much. I will see you guys later.